Okay, I'm in the Frontier Tower. I recorded last week, but it was like 3 times. And I'm going to post all. Let it be a blooper. It's all good. It's all good. It's like the spontaneity where I was trying to say my message, but it's just like so much traffic going on. But now it's kind of more quiet here at the Frontier Tower. So to try to tell the story. Oh, I forgot to mention Hungarian also is in the family, and it's a very, very emotional. And it's very, very close and near and dear to my heart, where I had studied it in the 80s. And that was good, like I said, that was good for its time. I did the best I could with what I had. Ja sam učila mađarski u 80-ih godina I to je fantastično bilo. Naučila sam koliko sam mogla, išlo je do koliko je moglo. Ali onda it just fell by the wayside. It just that I had just given up. But then also that was part of the package, the Easter miracle also, when literally I started to study Hungarian like after 30 years. I'm serious. This is a true story. Where I just literally turned it on YouTube and I saw a concert of operetta. And then, now that's another thing I need to say before the mind and body connection. People always ask me, is Hungarian a hard language to learn? Because they say it's the most difficult language in the world. It's not that hard. That's a misconception, because it's not that hard when you have a system, when you have a battle plan, when you have an action, when also the Hungarian Pad 101, where I get the word every day, and then that builds my vocabulary, and it also builds my confidence, and also the dictionary, and then also when you sing in a language, and then also having found the words to follow along, then what does this mean? How do you say this? It just kind of comes together. One more thing. I know I was forgetting something. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be an interpreter in Budapest, or in Subotica or Novi Sad, where it's in Yugoslavia, where it's a strong Hungarian connection. But what it does mean is that I am able to express myself in little by little, and that I'm able to communicate, and also to greet customers and to greet guests also. To speak, you learn by doing, just like the way I learned Spanish. Okay, to go into the body and mind connection, that's funny. To go into the body and mind connection there. I was watching, and how it's also God's timing. Also, this is true. This is a true story. This is the way it happened. A series that I follow is called Better Together. And also they were talking about the mind, body, spirit connection, and how it's all interconnected and all working together. And how that you can't separate it. It's all one unit. Then I'm thinking in 2 languages, so bear with me. Then a day later, I turned on YouTube. You don't know what you're going to watch when you're bored, when things come up on YouTube. But it was just exactly when it was God's timing in Serbian. This is a true story. And bear with me, because I'm thinking in 2 languages, so I'm going to say it in Serbian, and then I'm going to translate it. But the famous Serbian accordionist Ivan Maskovic, where he was having an interview on Serbian TV on YouTube. And then the lady was talking, they were talking about the different parts of him being also a professor of Serbian music, the Kolo. And the lady was asking him, what is the connection? I'm going to say it in Serbian and then I'll translate it in English. Šta je tu veza? Šta je to, kako je to povezano sa sviranje? Kako je duhovna veza povezano s time? How is the spiritual connection there with the music and playing, and how is that connected? And he had said, and again, I rehearsed this, I hope I got this right. He had said, kako sviraš, kako ti u duši, tako ćeš isto da sviraš. Ja mogu da znam kako neko svira nekoliko nota, ja mogu odmah da znam šta je u njegove emocije, šta je u njegovu dušu, šta je u njegovu misli, samo kad svira nekoliko note. Okay, now to translate. He was saying how the way, that's the same thing I said, basically, what's in your heart, that's the way, what's in your spirit, that's the way you're going to play. And he was saying how especially when there was a lot of takmičenje, a lot of competition of accordionist players, and then he would say that he could tell by when someone was playing 3 notes, what was in their emotions, what was in their mind, what was going on, what was in their spirit. And then he said something else. And again, I'm thinking in 2 languages, so bear with me. On je rekao, kad stavimo Boga prvo I onda imamo vezu, tu duhovnu vezu, onda tako ćeš isto da sviraš. Yeah, when we put God first, that's what he was saying. When we put God first, and then you have that spiritual connection. Then also, that's the way you're going to play. That it's interconnected. And also, there's a lot that I can say here, but I want to stay focused, not to go into 100 different, which I can do, but also different examples of where certain things you cannot separate it. Where certain things, where it's interconnected. And I call that fire and ice. I'm serious. Where it's like decades ago, a lot of drama, more drama than in a 4-act Verdi opera, where I would find that you cannot be cold, tripping out, upset, cold, frozen. Since I like Disney, we'll use Frozen as an example, the movie Frozen. You can't be frozen, cold, clench-fisted, like ice. Ne možeš da imaš stisnutu pesnicu, da budeš zaleđena, da budeš smrznuta, da budeš ukočena. Okay, I'm thinking in 2 languages, so bear with me. I onda sa ove strane, I'll say it in Serbian, it's better to say it in English. I onda sa druge strane, da hoćeš da budeš topla, ugrejana ovde, i da budeš topla i da možeš da connectuješ. God, this is getting trippy. Anyhow, what I was trying to say, that you can't be frozen here, but then on the other hand side, to be warm. To be receptive, to have your heart open in the other way. Ain't gonna happen. It doesn't work that way. It's like the way it is with one, that's the way you're gonna do with the other. Okay. And then another thing, what I was trying to say as far as the but it's like, better together, these women that are talking about the mind, heart, and soul connection, and then the Serbian accordionist that is saying the same identical thing, but in my language, and all that's wonderful, but when it's in my language, it's more personal to me. So it's more like a personal touch. And then also everything comes in sets of 3s, and other messages where they were talking about the atmosphere, the energy when you enter into a room. And also that we carry the aura and energy, whatever you want to call it. And that was the Sephora example. That's what I'm trying to say. I got to take a break. Too much excitement here.